What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video and the Captain America Brave New World trailer as released today. Now, to say that a lot is riding on this trailer is kind of an understatement. First impressions are everything, and when you need to make essentially $1 billion on a project to make your money back, let alone make a profit, I would think that trailer needs to be something outstanding. Also, the timing seems a little weird.
Comic-Con is right around the corner. Why release this trailer now?
Yes, that's an excellent point that was made there by the rejected member of the Sex and the City cast. This trailer is being released about 2 weeks before Comic-Con is supposed to be here, which is also the week Deadpool and Wolverine is supposed to come out. Why not make it a surprise that revolves deeply around actual Comic-Con and also give them a nice little surprise of a trailer dropping? It just doesn't make any sense to me from that standpoint. But let's take a look at this trailer and see what it has to offer us.
Wilson. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
That's right, we open with a joke that Harrison Ford doesn't have a mustache. Because, the character was recast as Harrison Ford because William Hurt died. It's hilarious, right? Yeah, he died. Which I guess Thaddeus Ross is an okay character to recast, even though they wouldn't recast Black Panther, probably because they wanted to make money off of Chadwick Boseman's death, but that's just my speculation. Also, we all know the reason why Harrison Ford doesn't have a mustache in this film. He doesn't have a mustache because Harrison Ford didn't want to grow a mustache. I'm sure he deeply enjoyed having to film this entire movie twice, essentially, too.
You and I haven't always agreed in the past, but I want to make another run at making Captain America an official military position.
And if we disagree on how to manage this situation, then what happens?
Work with me, Sam.
That's right, Sam Wilson's Captain America is joining forces with the US government. Something Steve Rogers, since being unfrozen from the World War II era, was deeply and adamantly against. I mean, that's the whole plot of Civil War, isn't it? It's a civil war between two factions, and the faction that's led against government control of superheroes is Steve Rogers' Captain America.
Tony, you chose to do that. If we sign this, we surrender our right to choose. What if this panel sends us somewhere we don't think we should go? What if there's somewhere we need to go and they don't let us? We may not be perfect, but the safest hands are still our own.
Also, wasn't Sam Wilson on Steve Rogers' team in Civil War? Didn't he rail against the Sokovia Accords and government regulation himself?
Has a Congressional Medal of Honor, which is one more than you have.
So let's say we agree to this thing. How long is it going to be before they LoJack us like a bunch of common criminals?
But we also know from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, Sam is broke. So maybe he just needs that government contract money. It's a tough sell to say that he wants to work with Thaddeus Ross. But apparently they're going to try to do it.
We'll show the world a better way forward.
Sir, your inner circle has been compromised. Either you can't see that, or you don't want to. What if it's a trap?
Global power is shifting. You're just a pawn.
Well, it's clear they want to do two things in this trailer. They want to draw back to those Winter Soldier days, when Captain America was at his peak of popularity in the MCU. Sort of making this film a spy action thriller and less of a superhero movie, especially when you consider the fact that Sam Wilson doesn't actually have any kind of superpowers. He's not even really like a tech wizard genius like Tony Stark. Which brings me to the idea that he could basically break through those two grown men using his shield. It doesn't make, it isn't believable. We also get a disembodied voice who apparently is the big villain of this film. He probably is going to be the meta villain. I wouldn't be surprised if the voice that they're hearing is going to be Doctor Doom. We also get a glimpse of Giancarlo Esposito as the whatever character he plays, some kind of villain. And he looks badass and he carries a lot of dramatic weight to the film. So in that respect, it actually looks pretty good.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
Then, of course, we get the line, right? Harrison Ford says, "You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers." And Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, responds, "You're right, I'm not." Which I guess is supposed to convey that he's like a tough guy, dark version of Captain America. He's gonna do the rough things that Captain America wouldn't have done. Which I don't know why they're going down that path with him, because we already had that. His name was John Walker. And he was actually a super soldier at the end of the day. He took the serum. So if they wanted a don't play by the rules, win by any means necessary Captain America, who still did the upright thing and saved those people in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? If they wanted that version of the hero, they could have just used him. But instead they relegate him to USA Agent. It doesn't make any sense the way they're trying to transpose Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson into this darker version of Captain America, while also having him being more moral and high ground than John Walker. Finally, we get our first glimpse of Red Hulk, right? Now Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross is supposed to play Red Hulk, which, knowing this, plays right against the storyline that the trailer shows us. That there's an assassination attempt on the president, Thaddeus Ross, and it's about Sam Wilson's Captain America uncovering it all. It's clear that they're going to make a switch, and he's going to find out that Thaddeus Ross is actually the bad guy pulling the strings. And that's when he'll be introduced as Red Hulk for some reason. And that's really, I think, the major problem with this film. Now, just looking at the trailer, it looks fine. The main emotion I could say I felt watching this was apathy. Mostly because I think the film, if it was like an action spy thriller, it would probably look okay. But the fact that they put it in as Captain America, but they don't actually have Captain America in the movie, they try to spin him as almost kind of a darker version of Captain America, but they already had a darker version of Captain America and rejected that idea. And I think they introduced Red Hulk because they were afraid people thought it didn't feel too much like a superhero movie. I think that's going to be their main problem. I think this film is going to be way worse off purely because it has Red Hulk in the movie. There's no way that Sam Wilson's Captain America should be able to fight Red Hulk. Power balance is just way off. But yeah, I would expect this trailer to be continued to be played at San Diego Comic-Con. I wouldn't be surprised if we got an extended version of it. We might even get an extended version in the actual movie theaters before Deadpool and Wolverine. But at the end of the day, no matter how good this trailer is or how bad it is, the movie still needs to make about $1 billion to break even. That's an astronomical ask. This movie has to do Inside Out 2 numbers to make a decent profit. It's just not going to happen. I don't see any realistic ways in which that can happen. So for all the good intentions of this trailer, it doesn't mean much. But that's just my thoughts on the whole situation. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you listening to all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.